Welcome to Board Game Empire. Today we're going to do a review of War Chest by AEG. Now this is a phenomenal game. It kind of reminds me of chess, but just way more elevated, and it has a lot more mechanical value than I think chess does. Chess, you're kind of limited to the units that everyone's using. This, you have units that are separate from other people. You're also there's a lot of units that you can implement besides the 4 original that start in the game that they advise. Plus, there's 2 expansions, so there's even more units that you'll be able to play with. But just phenomenal game. Really like the components, like the mechanics and the board. And so we're just going to show how the game plays and then just continue with the review. Okay, so the way the game plays is you'll have, for a 2-player game, you'll roll to see who goes first. Okay, and then you'll have your control tokens markers right here. So if you're the wolf, you're going to put yours there. If you're the crow, you're going to put it here. Now for a 2-player game, you're going to want to cross. You're not going to be using these darker sides. And the way you win the game is you're going to want to control these. So you want to have all your control markers on the board. Once you have all your control markers on the board, you win the game. Or if your opponent conceives. The way you start the game is you find each card. So each player will start with 4 units. And the units will, for the chips, the amount of chips that each unit will have will be in the top left. So this one has 5 chips, this one has 4. And each player will have 4 units that they start the game with. Each unit does different things, as indicated in the card. And they move different ways. They're also, the tactics are used differently. And so to start the game, each person gets a royal token. And for each of the units, you put 2 of the tokens or the chips in the bag. So you put 2, 2, 2, 2 plus the royal. Now the royal, the only thing you can do with the royal is recruit, which that means you put it right here upside down. Or you could take the initiative token, which is the star token. Or you could pass. That's the royal token. So the way you play the game is you're going to be placing your units on the board, and you have to place on the base. So the way you get bases is you start with 2, but just say you have your unit here. What you do is you put, it has to be of the same unit, you put upside down in your discard pile, which is located right here. Your opponent would be right here. And so you'll be able to put a control marker right there, and that's a base. And so when you move this, you'll be able to use it to put other units. Another thing you can do in the game is the way you have to move is if you have your unit here, you have to move by placing the token of the same unit, and you're able to move. Same thing with the ability or tactics. You'll have to place it down, and you'll be able to use it. So you'll be able to move and attack. I think this is move 1 or 2 spaces and then attack all in a straight line. So that's how that works. Okay. And then there's also bolster, which you put your unit on top. It has to be the same unit. And that gives it more HP. So if it gets hit. Now, one thing, when you first start out, you grab 3 chips from the bag, and you're going to want to keep it upside down so your opponent doesn't see it. And then so you're just going to, each player's going to play 3 chips throughout the round. And then once the round's ended, if you just keep grabbing 3 more chips, and if there's not enough chips in the bag, then you grab from your discard pile. If there's not enough chips in the discard pile, and you only have a few in the bag, like 2, then you grab 2, you're kind of limited. But the way you recruit units is you place any of those 3 chips in each round upside down, and so you're able to grab more units, and this goes to your discard pile. You're not able to collect them until you put them back in the bag. Once you're grabbed all the discs from the discs from the bag, and then you put it in the bag. So I believe that's everything. I might have missed one or two rules. I'm pretty sure I pretty much all of them. But just phenomenal game. Once you play, it's pretty easy, and so you just have to remember the royal token part. The book doesn't explain as well, but I had to look it up. So we're just going to jump right into the rules or the review. So for the rules, I would give it like a 4.5 out of 5, simply because the royal token wasn't explained very well in the game, how it pretty much, you can only recruit, or you can get initiative token, or you could pass. So the way they worded it wasn't clear enough, and I could tell it wasn't just me because I looked at forums and other people asked the same question. So 4.5 out of 5. Component quality, 5 out of 5. Love the chips. They're nice and thick, and they weigh little, and they're just phenomenal chips. They look really nice on the board. They're nice to hold. They don't have any flaws, and also the chips, the sticker or whatever it is in the middle are nice and vibrant, and they hold pretty well. So I could tell they're gonna last a while. The cards can be better quality. They're nice and thick, but they're each corner on the top right and the top left are bent just a little. But that's just something that you could just put a book over and they'll flatten. So at least the cards aren't thin where they just bend easily. So I also like the tray where all the chips pretty much get stored, or once they're defeated, where you can put them in. So the bags are nice and thick. They're well made, so great quality. The board nice and thick cardboard. So, and also the box has a magnetic opening piece where to open it. So just phenomenal. One of the best component quality I've seen. So experience, I would give it 5 out of 5. Love this game. My son and I played it. We had a blast. I could see us, getting more of the expansion, because this is a phenomenal game, and I like the units. We only play with the base units, and there's many different units like Footman, Ensign, Knight, Marshal, Mercenary, Berserker, Royal Guard, Warrior Priest, and then you also have your 2 expansions that if you get them, you can implement into the game. So just phenomenal experience. Mechanics, love the mechanics. It reminds me a lot of chess where you're moving pieces and you're trying to go from one end of the board to the other. Also trying to dominate the center. Reminds me a lot of chess, just a little bit more elevated, because a lot of these units are able to do a lot more, and they're different. And so just great mechanics. I can see this being a tournament game eventually, if not already, where there's huge prizes and everything. Just one of the best games that I've played in a long time. So replayability, 5 out of 5. Great replayability, because you have many units, and you have, like I said, those 2 expansions. But even just a base game, it has a ton of units and replayability, because all the units have different mechanics and everything. So 5 out of 5. Overall total, I would get like a 4.9 out of 5, 9.5 out of 10. Just a great game. Can't wait to experience the expansions. This is one of the highest component quality games I've seen. And just, even for the price point, it's phenomenal. And so, great game. If you haven't tried War Chest, go out and try it. If you know someone that has it, if not, buy it and see if you like it. If you love chess, it'll be hard for you not to love this game. It's a phenomenal game. So 4.9 out of 5, 9.5 out of 10. Just phenomenal game. If you like this video, please like and subscribe. My social media is down below in the description. I'm going to have a link of where to buy the game. And now I'll see you in the next video.